G'day, it's Michael Guest here, and we're just going to quickly run through how to launch a boat this size on your own. So it can be a bit of a daunting task, especially when the pressure's on, holiday times, the kids are keen to get on the water and people are lined up behind you. First things first, make sure you get all of your smaller rigging details done in the rigging area, not here at the actual boat ramp. So that's taking those straps off, getting your battery turned on, getting your bung in, having all your gear packed in, do all of that there so that when you swing in here, I know I'm pinching a little bit of space here at the moment. Luckily it's midweek, it's not too busy. You're ready to go straight back. Now we need to look at prevailing conditions. This is a pretty cool little boat harbour, this one. Not affected by big tidal flow like some boat ramps you'll go to in river systems and other estuaries where the tide rips past, and then as soon as you've got that to deal with, that will dictate a little bit on which way or where you're actually going to put your boat in, because the tide's going to try and jam your boat one side or the other. But here it's about the wind today, so we've got a sou'wester coming across that pontoon wharf you can see down there. So as soon as I back my boat in and I push it off and I grab that front rope, the wind's going to catch the boat, it's going to spin around. So that's why I've got my fenders tied on this side. It's going to want to come around this way. I've got my this rope that you can see here is actually tied to the aft of the boat, to the stern. So that's my stern rope, and my bow rope's here ready to go. So I've got that at the front, so once the boat turns around, I'll get on the wharf, I'll quickly tie off my front rope, I can grab my stern rope, pull the boat in, tie it off safely to the wharf, and then I can go and park the trailer. All right, I've got my bow line here, so I'll make sure, and there's my winch handle. So mine's a removable winch handle, so I keep it in the anchor well all the time, so I know exactly where it is. So I'll make sure my bow line's nice and free. Pop that up there. And I've got the end of that here. So what I'm going to do now is undo my chain. And you sort of understand your own boat a little bit with how steep each ramp is. Some ramps, the steeper the ramp is, the more momentum you're going to get from the weight of your boat that's going to want to take off. This one's a shallower ramp, so I'll just ease that off. You can see that boat just settling there a little bit. I'm ready to put it back into gear, but that's sitting there perfectly at the moment, and I'll click that back into gear. So nothing can fly off there. Take that out, take my winch handle off, and then there's our bow rope. I'll just give that a little push. There it goes. Step around onto our wharf, and we'll walk this boat straight up, pull the bow around, and then come straight back into the wharf here, like so. And what we want to do, just don't tie it off too tight there. So we'll just keep that off a little bit. And we're secure now, boat can't go anywhere. So we'll just go hitch, hitch, and a hitch. That's all good there. And there's our stern rope that we laid along the side. So the bow can come in. We'll just take that little hitch off there. And that, of course, gives us our stern rope. So now we can manoeuvre the boat back in, like so. And it just makes it really easy when you've got your fenders, have a bit of a visual at what fender height you need. You can see that boat laying off perfectly there now. And this fender actually on this side is probably a shade low. That's easy. Just a quick adjustment, and you'll find every wharf you come to has got slightly different heights. So that boat's sitting in there nicely now. So I've got the stern of our boat in here now. Got our fender height just right, and then we're just going to tie back in nice and tight to there, I think. There we go. So round the cleat, round and around, and there we go. Just make sure you keep all of your ropes nice and tidy so that whoever's walking along the wharf's not going to trip over it. It's that one. Same with this bow rope. Easy as that. Now I can jump in the ute and go and park and enjoy my day out on the water. So it doesn't have to be too difficult. As I said, got a really, quite a stiff 15 knot sou'wester. That boat was always going to spin around. That was the easiest way to get that settled and ready to go. I'm fast, I'm efficient, the boat's in, and we're good to go.